So you want to chronicle how you race with the 520i?
Yeah, I was unintentionally racing.
Unintentionally.
Really
being the
unintentionally.
keyword.
I barely noticed him. What happened was I went through the toll,
Yeah.
and then this F10 5 Series, I believe it's a 520i, so
Yeah.
really no competition. So this guy was coming up behind me, and I was just calmly just flooring it. And
Calmly flooring it.
'Cause I just got the car.
Juxtaposition.
So I wanted to see what it could do
Okay.
on a like a straight road. Like.
Okay.
So I was just just floored it just to see how it could go. And
You unleash 420 Newton meter on his
man.
face.
And then the F10 just disappeared behind me, and I was like looking in the mirror. Oh, he's still there. He's going as fast as he can,
Yeah.
but he's still like 200 meters
He
behind.
was in shock lah.
Yeah. And then later when the traffic built up, like I just calmly went to the side just because I'm done, right? And this guy was like trying to weave in and out just to go in front of me. I was like,
Really?
okay, like, go lah.
I'm a BMW, I have to win.
That's very shameful of you. Not to have to do that. We're in the Mazda 6
Yep,
Yeah.
Mazda 6.
2.2
Twin
diesel.
turbo diesel.
twin turbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feel the power. Okay, maybe no. Yeah, so what do you not like about this Mazda 6, man?
I was trying hard to think about it, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah, it's actually like a perfect combination of everything. It's got speed, it's got agility,
It is.
it's relatively quiet.
Mm.
That's one thing we can
Yeah.
sort of complain about. It's not the
Yeah.
quietest in the segment.
It depends on what you're coming in from. You're coming in expecting a Japanese car, this will surprise you very well.
Yeah.
It is the best D-segment car you can buy.
It is also the
except
prettiest.
Ford Mondeo. Ford Mondeo.
Oh
I think
man,
probably.
the best Japanese D-segment car, okay?
Okay.
The power delivery of this diesel unit is really quite good. It's very linear. Performance is good. 420 Newton meter of torque, it's
Insane.
it's insane. But they retard it under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
So you don't get wheel spin, too much wheel spin, too much of kickback. So yeah, performance and the engine sound. My
Yeah.
goodness.
And okay, at idling and when it's
You
cruising
still
very
hear
slow,
a bit,
yeah.
huh? You still hear a bit Gatling gun. Got. But at 4,000 RPM, wow, it sounds almost like a boxer.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Alfa Romeo plus Subaru, and
Oh.
just a bit less.
Yeah, it sounds something in between a Boxer 4 of a Subaru and a Boxer 6 of a Porsche. Listen to that, man. We're doing that in a diesel. We're driving it like a petrol car, man.
Yeah. It sounds like a petrol car when it goes.
Yeah, I was laughing also.
Hey, we should talk about handling.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a D-segment car. A segment that's usually designed for uncles.
Uncle.
But it drives like any other Mazda that's small.
It drives like a European car. doesn't it, huh?
When you floor it sometimes and the gear is not in the right ratio and it cannot kick down, then you just have to wait. But most of the time it works really well.
But I have to accentuate the fact that the delivery of the torque, it's very smooth. And like you guys mentioned, it could be a sudden surge for a typical diesel, but it's so smooth and it's
So
quite
progressive.
very refined, and I mean, I know it's bad to say this, but it's almost European.
I keep going back to the 3 Series when I drive this, and it's very close. Under normal circumstances, even in slightly dangerous driving style, this car performs as good as, if not better than, many European competitors. I'm not just talking about European competitors like Ford or Renault, whatnot. I'm talking about the big three Germans.
Right.
When I was driving this car on the road, the only problem when it crops up is when I was driving like an absolute. I have to censor that word. Problem of the front wheel drive kicks in. The genes itself is problematic.
Right.
I can't fault it. I mean, Japanese car and front wheel drive, but it because under normal circumstances, the turn-in is sharp, it's accurate, and it's eager, and that's the most important thing. But front wheel drive car tends to have a bit of an understeer, and this car has that. I suppose that is where it shows its lack of premiumness. That's the only way when you push it to the limit. So looks
I just want to say for me myself, it is probably the prettiest new car right now. I know the Honda Civic has a lot of attention because of the looks, but I think this is prettier.
Prettier.
I have to agree with you. But interior looks.
It is more interesting than most of your Japanese offers.
Quite robust. Right?
No man, horrible. The Japanese car in the late 90s and early 2000s are half. They were. Until recently, the first car that alarmed me with regards Japanese build quality is actually the Mazda CX-5. I was pulling, and it was an imported unit. I was pulling the door and it was moving. The whole thing was moving something like this. Imagine living with a car after 5 years. I started noticing this trend everywhere. I go into a Toyota Harrier and it's like that.
A regular guy who drives this to work, I don't think he will look at all those things, you know.
I'm looking at it from a long-term ownership perspective.
I understand.
So after 3 years, this kind of thing will start squeaking.
Yeah. It really copies BMW.
Oh, it does. This is so BMW. Hey, this line is a BMW line.
Yeah.
This is a 3 Series line. I just realized
Yeah,
that.
it is.
I think it's an Asian thing. I don't think they attach such a bad thing to copying. I think to them it's called inspiration.
Yeah.
So,
Finally, it's value.
value. That's the only bad thing. It's a BMW 318 level. Yeah, it's a good car, but then again, you're running against the big boys.
It has a lot of safety features.
That lane change thing that
blind
warns
spot.
you if you have a car in your blind spot.
Yeah.
Actually, it was useful just now.
If you're going to turn to another lane and then you press it, you hit your signal, and there's a car there, it beeps just to warn you that there's someone there. But I mean, having said that, there is one thing I want to add. Back when I used to think about what car I would buy when I grow up.
Yeah.
I would always think like, oh, should I go for a Accord or Toyota Camry when I reach the stage where I can afford a D segment car? And I really like that Mazda has put something there that you can push
You
yourself.
can aspire to.
If I'm at the point in my life where I want something that is reliable, Japanese, easy to maintain, easy to sell, and is practical and all that, I really like that Mazda has plopped this at just 200,000. Okay, it's not that much more than 170,000. If you really think. Yeah.
I think we said everything we wanted to say.
Okay. Alright, Autophiles signing out. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.